Hey friends, welcome to an important notice from Watcher of Realms. Tomorrow there's going to be summons, so I wanted to speak on that and decided to go to Discord to see what's up. And here it is. So let's read that together. Uh, Salute, commanders. We know you're all wondering what's next for our game, and we hear you. We'd like to reassure you that we are working hard every day to make sure the game we love continues to thrive for a long time to come. Your concerns are our concerns, and we're doing everything we can to address the issues you are concerned about. We expect to have further news in about 2 weeks. As soon as we have more definite information, we will communicate with you immediately. We ask for your patience and continued confidence in the game, and we promise to do our absolute best for you and the game we all love. Okay, that's a lot of words. Ensuring long term stable operations in the US market is both our responsibility and our commitment. This is, I think, the best line I have heard from the game for a long time because this is an important market, and this market, to an extent, also helps the game with revenues, which ensures that the game is available globally. So, I mean, that's something that I will absolutely acknowledge, not reducing the importance of every other market. But the US market is very, very important. We are actively coordinating various matters and working hard to implement solutions to ensure that the game can provide you with stable, sustainable experience. We appreciate the understanding and support of all players. Your encouragement and support during this time meant a great deal to us. I think this is really beautiful. I myself went through 2 weeks during my travel where suddenly I discovered that I wasn't prepared and the game was not available in Sri Lanka and India. I just didn't know about the damn thing. And my first, obviously in Sri Lanka, I just couldn't do because the VPN was messed up because of political situation a year back. But the moment I landed up in India, the first thing I did was speak to a friend of mine in Canada who organized NordVPN. He paid and picked up a 1 month subscription. And I think 11 or 12 days that I spent in India, I was able to play the games. That's how much fun and stuff it was. Obviously, the irritation of the VPN is going to be there, but then, I mean, one can't complain. I was able to play the game, full stop. So, buddies from my guild, and also seeing videos of various content creators, and so many people sharing, that was really heartening. And I'm sure that would have also communicated to Moonton that, hey, I mean, players love the game, so you better sort this particular issue out. So that's really a good thing to acknowledge, that the player base making that particular effort during that crazy 2-3 day period really meant a great deal to them. This was really fantastic. Meanwhile, we are still pushing forward with updates and development of game content. All the new content you have been looking forward to is being produced in an orderly manner, which is fantastic to hear, will be available to you soon. Nice, because it was total fanfare with the new year, Christmas and the new year. I mean, crazy. Enjoyed the game and the gifts and engaging with the game. And now Valentine's coming. So, I mean, again, the standard has been set pretty high with lust and arrogance combo. I wasn't there in the game last year. So, their players are expecting, and I think they sense that. Major event and new gameplay of the Valentine's Day are being produced and tested intensively. New challenges are expected to be available when these features launch. New guild boss, the eighth boss, is under development, offering you more strategy focused combat. Cooperative tower defense, a new tactical cooperation mode is coming soon. Stay tuned. This is good to hear. New class, a brand new class is in production which will bring commanders a completely new way of combat. Oh, All of these contents are progressing steadily, and we will update you on the latest progress at the appropriate time. Please believe that we are always here, constantly working to bring you a better gaming experience. We are incredibly grateful to all commanders for your unwavering patience and support. Together, let's look forward to even more exciting future together. I mean, this is indeed a good notice and communication. So I think there is more stuff coming, and that's really good to hear. Development of new stuff, which involves individual as well as teamwork. It's actually fantastic because we do play this game collectively as a team also, though I have found the team aspect being very, very low. But then that is also something as a strategy I chose because I don't want it to be too many rules like some of the high ranking guilds have, and that's totally fine. There will be competitive guilds and there'll be none. We are a fun place to camp and play together with very, very basic communication. But still, if there is a group thing, we would love to engage in that. So yeah, that's really good to know. I think now we can move to the game app to look at what to do in tomorrow's summons. Okay, so we are in the game app 8. I want to quickly look at this. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So number 8 will be Nightmare 5. Yeah, so that is going to be coming. Okay, so we skip that. This has been set up, so I will not show what I have set up. That needs to be found out by whoever is going to be facing us or we facing them. Okay, so we go into the event section to see what's happening. So a lot of some shards are being available now. They're going to start dropping in big time now, as you can see. We have also new things popping out. So we have got new spring signing that is going to start the moment this one gets over, which is the luminance. Luminance gets over. 1 second. Luminance signing is another 4 days. So, okay. Whew. Okay. So the new one will start, which is new spring sign-in. Claim login rewards every day. So that's that. We have got Brave Conquest, Spiritual Altar, Tales of Smith starting. Duel of Champions has started with those shards. Engraver is coming with that golden legendary. And Candlelight Festival is being scheduled for 27th. Okay. There is an avatar and there is something, a wishing tree. Okay, so there's some stuff, there's some action, but the aim this weekend is to look at whether to summon in this or not. So I personally feel that now that the game has spoken about Valentine's Day special, it makes terrific sense to actually hold on for that, because as I spoke in the hero discussion of Beelzebub, and since the his shards of his artifact are being provided to be assembled or fused, very clearly there is a suspicion that this hero is not going to be summoned quite a bit. And my strategy would be, I'm not going to tell what everybody else has to do, but my strategy is Dolores does a fantastic job. And I have Dolores at A5. It is easier to get her to A5. This guy's Awakenings, he is legendary. So his Awakenings is going to be absolutely challenging because we'll need multiple copies, and giving those unpolished stones, there's enough heroes in the roster already who are fighting for the unpolished stones. I don't see Beelzebub being anywhere close to being half worthy of those stones. So that's very, very clear. He will not get used. That's my first feeling. The second one is yes, he does buff summoners, and there are a few summoners from whatever videos I have seen. I haven't tested him directly. He is going to drop in. We all have scenes, we all have experienced when we summon, subsequently he drops in, maybe the next week. So I have a feeling that yes, I would rather leave him for the next or build pity in Valentine's for whenever nascent comes, and he is available through the nascent aspect also, because there will be very few heroes. And I'm talking about me again. So just clarifying. So honestly, he's not a crazy, amazing, and must get hero like Wukong, Sun Wukong was. And Sun Wukong obviously has changed the gaming experience. So that was totally worth it. I did summon the not the previous but the week before that, and that was not good. So I'm now going to put away all the resources that I'm collecting, and then the effort is going to be add another week to 10 days of excuse me, collecting more and more summon resources, and also do a bit of farming, because then if I'm not doing summons, then those gems go into buying stamina, acquiring stamina via those gems, which actually helps in farming. Because I think more important for me is I realize that I need to do some crazy ass farming to get those specific gears now, because I have got a great gear collection. But they are not the top high end gears where out of the four sub attributes, two, and in few rare cases the third one matches up. So I am moving towards a zone where I would like all the five attributes, the main and the secondary, being the way I want them to be, and that requires me to really farm. I would like to also crib a bit that Moonton needs to really cut this whole nonsense out, because I have farmed quite a bit so far, and I'm seeing that the ancient mythic gear that is dropping is the shitty ones. Like, I would prefer to get Warlord, but what is dropping in are those salvation and all those other types, and there's like one, two, three. The healer, which is used with the healers. So I really don't need those healer ones. Let me show you. Which means there's some shit going on. I don't want to go into a conspiracy mode, but still would like to show. Yeah, this one, the breastplate. So the salvation breastplate or the salvation weapon, those are the ones that are showing off. I don't need those. I would prefer to get more of this very clearly, because the attributes in the ancient mythic of the warlord would be fantastic. I would like to get this one, the warlord weapon, because those are good. Getting a non ancient mythic and finding a good combo is pretty close to impossible. So I have promoted a few which luckily came, but I would really want to work on that. So what is coming out is there is nothing crazy importance of this fellow because Dolores and I have Constance also, so they do a good job. And this guy is going to pop up in some future summon, not too distant or far away. That's it. So that's the clarity that I got, which gives me 3,000-4,000 gems to be absolutely put away for farming. Coming down to Zillitu. So in last week's summons, I got her to A2 because she was one of the heroes to pop. That's it. In Yuri. Yuri did come a little later, but otherwise it was she who dropped in first, as the video shows. And at A2, Yes, I would love to get her to A3. But then I'm thinking, is it really worth taking her to A3? If she was my main fighter, I would take her because I have got the Lord and every blah blah blah. However, I have got multiple options, which is in the form of arrogance. Arrogance is at A5, and hence he has taken precedence in terms of doing what needs to do. So sometimes these two fellows go hunting together. So it's fun. So I am also realizing Zilly2 would have been a hook to make me summon. So anybody who is a beginner, please summon. Mid player, please summon. Because to an extent you see how the situation. I wouldn't say mid player, please summon. I take that back. Hold off for and collect the resources for Valentines. And that can be a big one. And I'm talking about all resources. So your blue, your legendary shards, and your ancients. All the three collected till then. There is also the game has spoken about a new faction. So a new faction that is going to play in a different kind of a way, which means this new faction is going to be tweaked and tuned, keeping in mind future content. They are not bringing the new faction to take care of your campaign stages of beginner and mid. No, they're not even bringing it for the end game of campaign. They're bringing in for the future campaign editions and the future tower and the future complicated stuff. And of course, in Guild Boss for the 8th stage, there might be certain heroes. So collecting resources for that would be useful. However, I will tell you regarding summons, you still get the hero. The only urgency is to get the hero early. You get the hero early, and after that, you sit back and chill. Because then you have a wide range of heroes. And that's something that I have to constantly remind myself because I conveniently forget. There are many great heroes, and I don't use all of them all the time. Like, I have not used this chick after getting her too much because I'm still comfortable with Silas and this combo. There you are. So you will have fun and get heroes subsequently if you sit out this particular weekend. So see how badly you want Zillitu. You can do your summons. You can do your summons whenever you want. But this is what I'm telling myself, that my Zillitu is at A2. I would love to have her at A3, but I'm hoping for an unpolished soulstone to show up. And in fact, a full glory Lord Soulstone showed up, legendary Soulstone showed up. So kept away for a Lord that I have in mind. I will look forward, and I have a feeling that an unpolished Soulstone might pop out, obviously from loot rewards, but at the same time, I think there is something coming during Valentine's because I see 4 times a year that unpolished soulstone being made available. Now, the benefit of making that soulstone available is to keep the adrenaline and feel good factor of the player community up, and hence that translates into happy and more business. So I am not going to do Zillitu right now. That ensures that I don't need any of these heroes. Now the question will also come, this one plus one, is it worth it? Logics we use as well, it'll be nice, I get one for the cost of one. Well, if you're very close to pity, then you could try for the 1+1 if you're looking at awakenings, but we know it is a roll of dice and anything can come up, anything can happen. So that's that. But then if you're going into this banner, also anything can happen. So unless you specifically want Zillitu or are really keen to get Beelzebub, then go for it. Otherwise, if you're close to pity, please get this one and then go into a savings mode for the future ones. The ones who are spending, I'm not talking to you guys. So that's the logic that I am going to apply. And My aim will be to really work and convince myself to not do any summons this particular weekend. That's it. It doesn't make sense. And there's already fantastic heroes available. And there have been some tests done about Beelzebub by Prospector's test was pretty good. So I would really urge folks to check out Prospector's Watcher of Realms channel. Excellent test, and it shows that Dolores does the same job. Yes, any other addition in future to Guild Boss 2 in the form of Apoc 3, we'll see. But for now, just for that ally buff really doesn't make sense. And I'm not chasing high score. I will come to chasing high score sometime later. Then this guy would have been useful because then a couple of summoners get a full-fledged blast off. But that is also not so required at this particular moment. So yeah, even that goes against this ally summon specific aspect. That's it. I've spoken quite a few things. I will leave it at that and enjoy the weekend. That's it. Collect the resources and line things up for the Valentine's Day moment because I think around that time we should have clarity about the new faction. And of course, we will get an opportunity to aim for the new hero, which would be some really interesting deal. And obviously, we are seeing a lot of sign-ins, which means there's a lot of resources being provided also. Lining up things forward. Okay. Cheers. Catch you in the next one.